story of my life in Harlem, and my life takes shape. I'm looking for a job, so the first thing I do is I go down to the state employment office, or unemployment office, which they were both housed there. And even though I signed up for unemployment, I went immediately to the employment division. I needed a job. I could not wait on them calling me back or these unemployment checks coming, because like I said, it takes 2 or 3 weeks. And I'm about to become a father. Now, I'd saved some money, but I didn't save that much, because I'm living large, having a good time, young man. And then fatherhood was looking me in the face, so I needed a job. So I remember going down to the state unemployment job, and show you how many jobs there were plentiful then. Even though this was the slowdown period, they would line you up for a job when the slowdown period ended. So it was real busy in this, because this is what happens to a lot of people in the garment industry. So I'm standing in line, and when the person who was at the counter stepped up, and they were handling their business, and I'm standing on a little white line, or it might be yellow, but it was a line in front of you. So everybody had to wait behind that line. And when that person left, I immediately started walking up to the counter, and the lady very rudely told me, excuse me, she said, "I didn't call you, step back behind the line." Ooh, I felt so small, because I had never been down there before, so I didn't know how protocol was that they operated. So I politely stepped back, and I waited for her to call me. She said, "Next." So I went up there, and I told her what I was looking for. But I told her I wasn't looking for a factory job. I said I wanted a job somewhere where it would be in a tailor shop or something to that effect. Now mind you, I grew up in Harlem, knew all about 125th Street, but I wasn't living there anymore. So she thumbed through her cards, and she said, "Well, I got an opening here." Now here's what she told me. "I can't seem to be to get anybody to go there." Well, the job is on 125th Street. That would have been fine with me. I had no problem there. But you see, those other tailors, because they were looking for a tailor or an apprentice, somebody they could train to do what they wanted to do. So the majority of the people that were in that level were Italians, and they weren't going up to 125th Street. So they couldn't fill that job for a minute. So she said, "Well, got this job on 125th Street. If you like, I can call them and tell them I'm sending somebody up," because that's usually what they did. So they would be expecting this person. Said it's at 217 West 125th Street. Now, whatever neighborhood you live in, you don't always know the exact address unless that's where you live. You just knew the area. No problem. Had numbers on the building. So she gives me a card. She tells me to go up there, be polite. And she said to see Mr. Orry Walls. And the first thing crossed my mind, it's Italian. A name like Orry sounds Italian to me. So, at any rate, I leave the employment office. I take the A train uptown. I start to roll, and I get to 125th Street. Understand, all this is familiar territory to me. You know, I mean, I've been across 125th Street thousands of times and lived right up the street on Convent Avenue. So I take the A train, which once again lets me off on St. Nicholas Avenue. And look at this A train. Yeah, that's the A train. And lets me off on St. Nicholas Avenue on 25th Street. I come out. I'm approached by the same guy who's been there for years trying to sell me old slum jewelry. That's what we call those cheap watches. We call this slum jewelry. So I get out the subway, and there's a brother standing there, and I ain't seen him for, I can't tell you how many years, standing there trying to peddle these cheap junk watches for $35. But see, back then what it was the watches had real sounding name. But you had to be real careful. You had to read them. For argument's sake, Omega watches were real big back then, you know, for the average guy. And they usually retail over $100. And he's selling them for $35. $35. But the price tag had $100, $110, $135 on it. He's trying to sell them. They used to have them, and they have them in a newspaper. And he'd open up and say, hey man, you want to buy a watch? And they'd open them like that. Hey man, you want to buy a watch? I said, no man, look, I won't buy no watch there. So I get rid of him, and then I run into my Muslim brothers there, trying to sell the newspaper for the Nation of Islam, the black Muslims we call them. Muhammad speaks, Muhammad speaks, Muhammad speaks. And they'll hit you up in your chest with the newspaper. Now this is 125th Street, where it mainly happened. That happened in other places, but mainly on 125th Street. They slap the paper in your chest. Muhammad speak, Muhammad speak. Well, I didn't have time to do my usual. What I usually did when I was younger, going across 125th Street, I buy one from one of them. So when they roll up on you, I got mine. They leave you alone, because they will hound you to try and get you to buy their magazine. So I'm walking across, I'm walking across, I'm walking across my regular neighborhood. I go past Vets. Okay, I see AJ Lester's on the corner. I can see the Apollo billboard behind me. Across the street, you got Bloomstein's department store. Well, I knew everything there. See, so working on 125th Street wasn't going to be no big deal to me. Plus, I just lived on 145th Street. That ain't but 20 blocks. And they're short blocks. So I'm saying, this could be all right if it's a tailor shop. But the guy's name is Orry Walls. Got to be a tailor shop. It can't be a factory, because they had no factories up there. So now I'm beginning to feel a little good. So I got a little bebop in my step. You understand? Wow, man. And the lady told me up front that the job paid, because they tell you what the pay range is. She said, pay starts at $100. This is where I want to be anyway. So I'm walking across, I pass Frank's restaurant, I pass the Apollo Theater. I'm looking at the number, because it's 217, so I'm looking on the buildings. 217, I think the Apollo number was somewhere in the low 200s, 202, something like that. So I figured, oh, 217, I'm saying to myself, can't be that far from the Apollo Theater. So I finally come across the building that says 217. But I'm looking around, I don't see no sign saying Orry's Custom Tailoring. I see no sign nowhere. And this is a little office building, a little 5-story office building. And there's no sign that I could see that said Orry's Custom Tailoring. So I go inside the hallway, it's dimly lit, it ain't bright, shiny. It's an old raggedy building that was dimly lit. I start walking there, and I see a guy sitting on a stool. He's the elevator operator. You know, he had one of them crank elevators where you crank it to get it started, crank it to stop it there. So I came upon him, and I said, I'm looking for Orry's Custom Tailoring. And he said, okay, go down to the end of the hall, all the way down to the end of the hall, because elevator about midway. He said, go all the way down to the end of the hall. He said, take a quick right, and it's right there to your left. I said, that tailor shop is back up in here, you know. I didn't work all downtown. I didn't work over here. I didn't work over this shop. Who is this Orry guy? So I go into Orry's. Well, first of all, I knocked on the door first. He said, come on in. They had a big cutting table as a counter. It was right in front of me. So I said, I'd like to speak to Mr. Orry Walls, because there's a brother standing there. I think he just worked there, you understand? Hey, no, I'm Orry. That was a surprise in my life. Here was a brother who was a tailor, who this was his place. I introduced myself to him. We discussed working, the conditions, what he would pay me. And he said, when can you start? Well, this was early in the day, you know, I stayed around 1 o'clock. I'm about to become a father. I said, I can start right now. So he had a telephone there. I said, can I call my wife? Because I had married my baby's mother, which was my childhood sweetheart. She was my high school sweetheart. So we were married now. And that's why I needed a job, because I got a family now to deal with. I said, I can start right now. And he said, okay. That was the beginning. That was the beginning. That's where it all started. The bigger part of my life started right there at Orry's Custom Tailoring, black man on 125th Street. I'm gonna leave you guys there because this is where all the stories of my life come out. And the next time I talk to you, I will tell you how this had made me into who I am today, working for that gentleman on 125th Street, Orry Walls at Orry's Custom Tailoring. Gentleman Jim here saying, until we meet again, because now my life is unfolding in a whole different direction that I never in my wildest would have imagined that all these things could happen to me. James Lee McFarland here, Josel's son, the brother from Harlem with the high school education. See you soon.